It's Cremation of Sam McGee by Robert W. Service, and it's my favorite. Strange things are done neath the midnight sun by the men who moil for gold, and the Arctic trails have their secret tales that'll make your blood run cold. The Northern Lights have seen queer sights, but the queerest they ever did see was the night on the marge of Lake LaBarge when I cremated Sam McGee. Now, Sam McGee was from Tennessee where the cotton blooms and blows. Why he left his home in the south to roam round the pole, God only knows. It was always cold, but the land of gold seemed to hold him like a spell, though he'd often say in his homely way that he'd sooner live in hell. On Christmas Day, we were mushing our way over the Dawson Trail, talking our coals where the parkas folded, lashed like a driven nail. For eyes we closed and our lashes froze till sometimes we couldn't see. It wasn't much fun, but the only one to whimper was Sam McGee. And that very night as we lay packed tight in our robes beneath the snow and the dogs were fed and the stars overhead were dancing heel and toe, he turns to me and says he, I'll cash you in a strip, I guess. And if I do, I'm asking that you don't refuse my last request. Well, he seemed so low I couldn't say no, and he says with a sort of a moan, it's the cursed cold. It's got right hold till I'm chilled clean through to the bone. Oh, it ain't being dead, it's my awful dread of the icy grave that pains. So I want you to swear that foul or fair, you'll cremate my last remains. Well, a pal's last need is a thing to heed, and I swore I wouldn't fail, and we started on at the crack of dawn. But God, he looked ghastly pale. He crouched in the sleigh and he raved all day of his home in Tennessee. And before nightfall, a corpse was all that was left to Sam McGee. There wasn't a breath in that land of death as I hurried on horror-driven, with a corpse half hid that I couldn't get rid because of a promise I'd given. It was lashed to the sleigh, and it seemed to say, you may tax your brawn and brains, but you promised true, and it's up to you to cremate my last remains. Every night by the lone firelight, while the huskies round in a ring howled out their woes to the homeless snows. Oh God, how I loathed that thing. Then I came to the marge of Lake LaBarge, and a derelict they lay, and it was stuck in the ice, and I saw in a thrice it was called the Alice May, and I looked at it, and I thought of it, and I looked at my frozen chum, and here, said I, with a sudden cry, is my crematorium. Some planks I tore from the cabin floor, and I lit the boiler fire. Some coal I found that was lying around, I heaped the flames higher and higher, and the flames they soared, and a furnace roared, such a blaze you seldom see, and I burrowed a hole in the glowing coal, and I stuffed in Sam McGee. Then I made a hike, for I didn't like to hear him sizzle so, and the heavens scowled, and the huskies growled, and the wind began to blow. It was icy cold, but the hot sweat rolled down my cheeks, and I don't know why, in the greasy smoke, in an inky cloak went streaking down the sky. I do not know how long in the snow I stood there in grisly fear, but the stars came out and they twinkled about her. Again I ventured near. I was stiff with dread, but I bravely said, I should take a peek inside. He should be cooked. And it's time I looked, and the door I opened wide. And there sat Sam, looking cold and calm at the heart of the furnace roar. And he wore a smile you could see a mile, and he said, oh, please close that door. It's fine in here, but I gravely fear you'll let in the cold and storm. Since I left Plum Tree down in Tennessee, this is the first time I've been warm. Yeah, there are strange things done neath the midnight sun by the men who moil for gold. And the Arctic trails have their secret tales that'll make your blood run cold. The Northern Lights have seen queer sights, but the queerest they ever did see was the night on the marge of Lake LaBarge when I cremated Sam McGee.